the type of cat that I would even like deal with, you know. But as soon as he approached me,
love someone who, you know, has had a legacy at the level that she has had, and then to lose them under tragedy.
Couple. She's at the center of constant gossip and controversy, including that slap at the Oscars. She was sitting right next.
Like the kind of feline that I would try and like arrangement with, you know, yet when he moved toward me, love somebody who, you know, has had a heritage at the level that she has had an afterward. To lose them under trag couple, she's at the focal point of consistent tattle and debate, including that slap at the Oscar. She was sitting right next, in a stunning disclosure. Jada Pinkett Smith, Will Smith, other half, has as of late uncovered that the late rapper Tupac Shakur was her perfect partner, who to be sure proposed to her in jail. On top of that, the entertainer uncovered recently that she's been isolated from her significant other, Will Smith, for a really long time. So what's with this marvelous substance coming out? We should find it out together in the present video. Obviously, before we go any further, ensure first that you buy into our channel and hit that warning chime for additional updates and recordings like this. Currently, we should make a plunge, and we'll concluded that you plan to carry on with totally different lives. It was anything but a separation on paper, yet it was a Jada Pinkett Smith is by, and by describing subtleties from her cozy fellowship with Tupac Shakur. This new assertion comes in the midst of a tempest of reactions over her new journal, where she dishes shocking insights concerning her union with entertainer Will Smith. Jada ended up at the focal point of contention in the wake of guaranteeing that she and Will had been isolated for a very long time, making many inquiry the reason for the scandalous 2022 Oscar slap the set it off entertainer has frequently entertained people in general, with accounts of her long-lasting security with the late rapper this week subsequent to affirming that she had been isolated from entertainer Will Smith beginning around 2016. She's going considerably further, summoning Shakur, who passed in 1996, her perfect partner, like a magnet. It was like once you focused on him, he sort of sucked you in. And we hit it off, assuming that there is such an amazing concept as previous existences. I most certainly think Pac and I have voyaged a couple of together in different structures. She told the site, carrying out in a meeting Thursday, inquired as to whether she ever lamented not taking things to the powerful. She answered it simply was unimaginable. When reminded that Shakur once alluded to her as his perfect partner, Pinkett Smith said she totally felt the same way. She noticed that perfect partners don't be guaranteed to must be associated through actual sentiment anyway, and that she had companionship love science with Shakur. It was practically similar to God. Made us that way, Pinkett Smith told the power source. It resembled, look, we'll assemble you all going to be a unique team. Yet I'm going let you know right presently. I'm going work everything out such that you all not going to have the option to get together. 'Cause that wasn't the reason. Jade is my heart. You understand what I mean. She will be my companion for what seems like forever. We'll be all together. She can have my one heart, my liver, my lungs, my kidneys. It's legitimate that Shakur and Pinkett Smith turned out to be quick companions subsequent to meeting as teens at the Baltimore School for Human Expressions in Maryland during the 1980s. While they stayed close all through their vocations, Pinkett Smith said there was no science between them. Shakur's own sonnets have long recommended, however, much the late rapper once kept in touch with you carry me to peak. And you do everything with glorious effortlessness. You're my heart and human structure, a companion I would never supplant. The pair purportedly came very near marriage anyway. He was one of my dearest companions. He resembled a sibling. When you requested that I get hitched, he was at Rikers. Pinkett Smith told Kickoff in a forthcoming meeting. And I knew around then that he wanted someone to do time with him, which I plan to do. At any rate, you didn't need to wed me to do time. I'm here like P. Come on. He's like you going to be a star. You got it. You just got it. I don't think both of us truly felt that we would have made it in the manner Shakur was condemned in 1995. to 1.5 to 4.5 years in jail for abusing a fan, and served a part of his time at Rikers Island. In New York, Pinkett Smith reviewed to kick off that he was not doing so great, and leaving him there in the wake of visiting was excruciating. Pinkett Smith has long commended her security with Shakur via virtual entertainment, leaving a few fans worried about her better half sentiments. Sometime before her detachment with Smith became public, the Terrible Kid star was genuine on the Morning Meal Club in 2020 when inquired as to whether he was desirous of Pinkett Smith's security with Shakur, noting gracious definitely, that was in the good old days. And that was a major layman for me too, 'cause I would never open up to or communicate with Pac. He added they grew up together, and they cherished each other. They never had a close connection, yet had come into that age, where now that was plausible, and afterward Jada was with me, yet she simply cherished him. He was the picture of flawlessness. Shakur was eventually gunned down in Las Vegas. In September 1996, Pinkett Smith sealed the deal with her significant other the next year, and they have 2 youngsters together. She's supposed to address her detachment, the scandalous Oscar slap, and more in her impending diary. In spite of generally disapproving of her flow spouse, Will Smith, it's as yet a tremendous shade to toss on somebody you have jokes around with. So how will Smith respond to all of this? Well, as of the hour of composing, there hasn't been any response or explanation gotten from Will's side. Yet with this astounding news coming out of nowhere, and Jada's journal close to the corner, we're almost certain he would have a remark soon enough. 2016, which is a long time back now. Yes, you all have been. J. Pinkett Smith and Tupac Shakur's relationship has been standing out as truly newsworthy for quite a long time, the subject of unending examination, the parade as teenagers in Baltimore. Before each proceeded to find particular distinction, Shakur as a performer, entertainer, and rapper, and Pat Smith as an entertainer and wife of Hollywood genius. Will Smith, however, their fellowship had its portions of promising and less promising times. Both claimed a profound love for each other that endured until Shakur was killed in 1996 during a drive-by shooting in Las Vegas. While they weren't talking at the hour of his demise, Pinkett Smith told Howard Harsh in a 2015 meeting that the rapper knew the amount she cherished him. I realize he realized that, she said in the meeting, since it wasn't whenever that we first had a terrible contention and quit talking. And all that I imply, that was somewhat of a steady in our relationship. Shakur time, and again discussed his fondness for Pinkett Smith in any event. Writing verse in her honor, remembering the sonnet Jada, for which he composed "You're my heart in human structure, and you won't ever completely comprehend how profoundly my heart feels for you," in a 2022 appearance on Large Kid. Pinkett Smith child Jaden expressed that at one point Shakur even proposed, saying Tupac requested to wed my mother, and she resembled Pac, were dearest companions by 1994. The rapper had been captured a few times on weapons charges and sentenced 2 times for abuse. In November of that year, Shakur was denied of $45,000 and shot on various occasions during an assault in New York City. As per the Washington Post, half a month after the fact, while as yet recuperating, Shakur was indicted for abusing a fan and condemned to jail beginning in 1995. In the wake of serving 8 months of his 4-year sentence, Shakur was delivered on bail, and Pinkett Smith expresses that upon his delivery, the rapper had changed a lot. While serving his time, after the warmed contention, the companions headed out in a different direction. She said during the 2017 SiriusXM interview with Influence, unfortunately sufficient, on September 7, 1996, Shakur went to a bout between Mike Tyson and Bruce Seldon at the Mangium Excellent Inn in Las Vegas. As per the New York Times, after the match finished, Shakur and an escort that included Moran Suge Knight, prime supporter of Shakur's Mark Death Row Records, were heading to a club. When they pulled up to a stoplight while halted, a white Cadillac pulled up close by the BMW. They were riding and lowered the window, and shot the rapper multiple times, leaving Shakur in basic condition 6 days after the fact. Shakur, 25, died in a Las Vegas emergency clinic from his injuries. "This was an enormous misfortune in my life," Pinkett Smith said on Red TBL Talk. "He was one of those individuals that I expected to be here. And my furious is more displeasure. Since I feel that he left me, I know that is false. And it's an exceptionally self-centered method for mulling over everything, except I truly accepted that he would have been hanging around for the long run," she made sense of on the episode concerning losing her closest companion. "It certainly showed me something new," she told Howard Harsh in 2015, which is life is too short. Don't allow conflict to remain among you and individuals that you love and care about. Pinkett Smith told Harsh that their relationship was absolutely dispassionate, expressing that there was no actual science between us by any means. And the one time they endeavored a kiss, it was sickening. While their adoration might not have been heartfelt, it's one many individuals actually discuss. Right up till now, Jada and Tupac sure had a sort of kinship no cash can purchase. And no close connection can outperform their companionship, goes beyond anything describable and past life. Yet how would you figure Will Smith will respond to each of this? Let us in on your thought process in the remarks that is totally supportive of today. We genuinely